All right. Good evening, you two. Welcome to Sigh of Relief. I'm your host, Tony, and joining me is Kiya. Kiya, what's going on?
Hello. It's going good. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. It doesn't feel like Wednesday. It feels like Thursday, but I'm doing good.
Friday.
No, I don't feel
It
like
feels like
Friday.
Friday.
I know
It
my
feels like Friday.
Fridays. I know
It
my
feels like Friday
Fridays.
at 5.
My Fridays. Friday is the only day I have anxiety. Like I have a very difficult time sleeping on
Friday?
Thursdays. Yeah, very difficult time sleeping on Thursdays going into Friday because I'm so excited about the weekend. I'm just so it's my favorite. It's my favorite day of the week. Like it's imagine being in grade school and you have a field trip tomorrow and like you can't sleep. Like that's how it is for that Thursday night going into Friday. Like I love Friday because you get to work, you finish work, you got the whole day ahead of you, you got the whole weekend ahead of you. Like you could do so much with a Friday.
The only redeemable day is Friday because Friday you're
Mhm.
like, I got Saturday, I got Sunday.
Right.
Then Saturday comes, you're like, no, tomorrow's Sunday. Then Sunday, you just have
Mhm.
anxiety about Monday. So you're right. Friday
Yeah.
is by far the best day
Yeah.
at
Friday.
5,
I mean,
though. Friday at 5.
yeah, you can sneak it all in. You can get a little bit of you could work, you can have the weekend, you could stay up late, you have the
Yes.
whole weekend ahead of
True.
you. But when it's Sunday, I try not to drink on Sundays.
Boo.
I try not to
Oh.
do too much on Sundays because I don't want to start the work week off tired. I try to go to sleep early or on time. But you
Mm-mm.
know, but that's Friday. Yeah, but how's your week going? Anything exciting going on so far?
Well, in addition to kind of what we talked about last week, my birthday is still going strong this
You
week.
got
I know
I
we
think
done
you got
talked
what,
about it the last
48
3
hours
weeks.
left? I think you got 48 hours left.
24. I got less than 24, but I
Okay.
got some balloons today at work,
Oh.
some
Oh.
treats. Birthday is still going. I love
Did they
it.
buy you a cake?
Cake pops and some cheesecake and stuff, but
Okay.
we'll take
Like okay, so
it.
do you still have some in the refrigerator or like they ate it all?
I left it in the break room because I don't need to take that home. I'm only one
Yeah.
person, so
Yeah. Yeah, cuz if you would have brought it home, you'd have been on camera eating
my
cheesecake.
face.
Uh, That's how I see my face. I've been drinking cookies and cream milkshakes from Shake Shack the past week, and I think I had about four. Been eating a
That
lot of
is a
chicken.
lot.
Yeah,
That's a
they
lot.
taste really good. I've been eating a lot of chicken, and so I gotta
Chicken is
relax. And
good. Fried
fried
chicken.
chicken, yeah,
Oh,
fried
okay.
chicken. And
Good.
then what else have I been doing? I've been drinking a lot the past few weeks, not during the week, but on like weekends.
Yeah.
Um, so I gotta relax. So I've been drinking my water today to prepare my body for the streets this weekend. So
I know that's right.
yeah, so hopefully it doesn't rain because probably hit a new cocktail bar, and just go outside
Just be outside. Yeah.
and do things
I
that
like it.
any normal human would do. So, any birthday plans for the weekend?
No, I think it's time to wrap it up. Even I'm
Okay,
tired. I'm tired myself, so I think I'm gonna wrap
right.
it up. Unless somebody else want to give me some gifts, I'm gonna
Okay,
accept them. But for
okay.
now, I
Did you?
think we're good.
What did your parents or siblings do anything for you this year?
Well, my siblings are, what is it, Gen Zers.
Yeah.
So I was thankful that they texted me. I'll take it. That in
Oh, okay.
itself is a success. My
Okay.
parents
Cool.
got me, what do you call it, a Roomba, which I really
What?
needed for a Roomba.
Oh, the little robot. Oh, yeah, yeah. I like it. I got
Yes,
one. Yeah.
I really needed that because I
Mm,
can't sweep to save my life.
mhm.
And we were talking earlier. I got a laptop. My sister bought me a MacBook,
Okay.
so
Oh,
that
nice,
is going to help
nice.
us with the shop. Yes,
Yeah,
she is a
yeah.
phenomenal gift giver.
That's
So
yeah. That's big. That's big. So shout out
shout
to
out to
sis.
her.
Next we gonna get you a external camera so your setup can look like my setup. So
Sometimes, yeah.
yeah.
A
So yeah,
mic
you
just
make
like yours.
look. You coming up. You big time. You big time. I mean, you going to the Caribbean, tanning, cake pops,
Hello. Yes.
MacBooks. I mean,
It has
this
been
is
a
an incredible time.
long 4 weeks, but I'm gonna
Yeah,
go
this is an
ahead and
incredible
wrap it
time.
up and move to a new quarter. So
Right, right. moving to the summer because the summer will be here in a few weeks, and it'll be about 110 degrees outside.
Yes.
So
And it's time to
right,
get
right,
that summer body out the crock pot. Mine is still gonna bake until about fall, but you
yeah,
know,
yeah. I'm like I said, I've been eating and drinking a little bit way too much, so uh, it's always a work in progress. But maybe I'll be
right.
there, like you said, by the fall.
But
So
by fall, that's our
yeah, by
goal.
fall, and so I'll have my winter body ready. So
Right,
summer slash
exactly.
summer slash winter body. Cool, cool. So speaking of summer, it's an interesting story. I thought that we should talk about, and it's about a family that keeps finding a stranger swimming in their family swimming pool. So a family in Australia recently caught a stranger sneaking into their backyard to swim in their swimming pool. The stranger was caught on security cameras multiple times in the last few months. This guy can be seen removing his clothes and jumping into their
Uh-uh.
swimming pool. So I know you like to jump into pools. You like to jump off things while on vacation. Have you ever done anything like this?
Breaking and entering on somebody's property?
Well,
No.
well, if it's a neighbor, it doesn't have to be a stranger. But if it's a neighbor, somebody have you ever like snuck into the swimming pool to just go for a quick swim?
No. Mm-mm, no. And I'm definitely never taking my clothes off to do it in somebody's family pool. Isn't that indecent exposure?
Yeah,
If the
yeah,
kids see you?
yeah, definitely, definitely. I don't know if he was
Okay.
completely new, but they did say, and I think they posted some screenshots or video of the guy like taking his shoes off, his pants off, and just jumping in the water.
Maybe he's taking a bath. Maybe
That's even
he's a
worse.
person without a home
That's
or
worse. Do
bleaching
you want a
there.
man? Do you want a man taking a bath in your pool, or a man just going for a quick swim?
I mean, it's the same thing almost. It's bleach in there, so it should
Yeah.
kill all the germs. I want
Okay.
them to do I want him to do neither. I don't want anybody
Yeah.
in my backyard. That's your
Yeah.
property. And then at what point after, they've broken into the property
Mhm.
to swim or take a bath, at what
Mhm.
point do they break into your house and go into there and use that space? I'm just
Yeah. I
saying.
mean, I can see if it's a neighbor,
No.
somebody that you've been living. No, but hear me out. Somebody you've been living next door to, not just a man, but a family from next door. Their kids jumping in your pool when you're on vacation. But to find
Kids.
like yeah, to find like or some teens, but to find a random adult man in your pool,
Right.
it's like,
No.
yeah,
Absolutely
what are you
not.
doing in my pool? What are you doing in my
I don't
pool?
want to find an adult woman in my pool either without asking.
Mhm.
I just think that that's inappropriate, and you don't even need to be on my property when I
Right,
haven't granted you permission to enter it. But
right,
I'm also very paranoid, so
right.
yeah, it's a
We
no
know.
for me.
Right, right. We know. So I mean, and also Australia doesn't have the laws that we have when it comes to having weapons in your home,
hmm
but
Right.
something like that wouldn't happen, let's say in Texas or
No.
you know, I mean,
No.
yeah, that'd be your last swim. If,
Agreed.
if you're in somebody's pool in Texas and they don't want you there. Have you ever like snuck into a school on a weekend or snuck into like a park or just did something like that? Breaking the rules that way, not necessarily somebody's pool, but just somewhere you didn't supposed to be.
I don't think so. For one, my mama don't play that.
Hmm.
We needed to be wherever we said we were gonna be.
Hmm.
And you may not know this about me, but I am a rule follower. Very big on following rules.
Well, I
I
know
don't
you go
really
to
break
sleep early,
rules.
so if that's a rule, I know you follow that rule because you definitely
Facts.
be in bed by the sun going down. I gotta go
10
home.
on the dot. Yes,
Yeah,
10 on the dot.
yeah. So
But no, I
that's
don't break rules. I never
mhm.
snuck into anywhere. I know you haven't snuck into nowhere.
Not as an adult, but as a kid, if we had like a home near us that was like under construction or abandoned, we would definitely
Uh-huh.
break in. Yeah, like Home Alone. I don't know what movie that was when he was in New York and he was in that
Hmm.
that building, that vacant building that was under construction. Like we did that as kids, but as an adult, I'll be too afraid to break into somebody's house because they're gonna think I'm robbing the place, and so I'm not
Agreed.
trying to lose my
Agreed.
life. Yeah, so it's
No,
different.
not for
It's
being
different.
silly.
Yeah, yeah, it's different seeing like a kid that weighs like 60 pounds and skinny versus seeing some guy that's tall, with a black shirt on walking in your house.
Right.
So
Agreed.
but yeah, that's pretty scary. And for us, it's funny to see somebody's, swimming in a stranger's pool, but don't swim in anybody's pool in Texas.
Please. Or we will be talking about you on this show in the
Right,
aftermath.
exactly. Right. They're gonna be talking, yeah, literally. So this is another funny story. And I know you heard the debate. I think it was probably this past fall or winter about a man versus a bear. Who do you want to be trapped in the woods with? And we know you like
Easy
giraffes, so
answer.
you probably gonna choose the bear and a giraffe to be in the woods with. But there was a man in Norway that narrowly escaped a charging polar bear by fleeing on a snowmobile. The man fired a few warning shots, and after the polar bear heard the warning shots, instead of fleeing himself, the polar bear began charging him, which caused the man to basically drop his weapon, jump on the snowmobile, and basically get out of town. I don't know if you've
Yeah.
seen a video for this, but I didn't even know polar bears lived around people. But apparently, there's a town in
I
Norway
didn't either.
where there's more polar bears than people.
Oh wow. Wow. I know that polar bears are fast, which to me, I can't wrap my head around that kind of because
Mhm,
they're so big and they
mhm.
just kind of look like, they're just chilling all the time. Like they're on an ice block, they're laying down, they're chilling, they
Right,
ain't doing too much of nothing.
right.
But they're
It's
fast,
yeah,
obviously. They're aggressive.
right.
So I can only imagine how scared he was because I probably would have just stood in
You got
place and
eight.
just let the polar bear kill me. Or
You
yeah.
got eight. Right. You've been eating up, and then they look nice because they're white. They're all white. They're just hanging out on ice. But
Hmm.
I don't know if you've ever seen them chase down a seal or eat dinner.
No.
They're all of that white fur turns red because it's just covered in blood. But yeah, polar
Oh.
bears are vicious animals, and like I said, I didn't even know polar bears lived around people. When I first read the article, I assumed it was in Alaska, but after reading it, it was in some town in Norway. And like I said, in this town, there's more polar bears than people, and they've told or warned tourists already, if you're going to be outside, make sure you're traveling with a armed guide.
Oh wow.
So that's how, I guess, vicious these polar bears are. So I don't know
Wow.
if Norway is on your bucket list to visit, but stay out of this polar bear town.
Yeah. Do they
So
eat? I mean, their preference isn't people though.
if you're hungry, you don't
They
have a
felt
preference.
threatened.
if,
What do
if you're
polar bears
hungry, you don't have a
eat?
preference.
They eat stuff in the water though, right?
Yeah, fish, seals. But like I
Okay.
said, if you're hungry, you don't have a. Imagine the people who say, "Oh, I don't eat pork. I don't eat beef." If you're hungry enough, you're gonna eat anything. So when people tell me they don't eat certain things, imagine as a kid, your parents cook dinner and you say, "Oh, I don't like broccoli. I don't like carrots." You either gonna eat them carrots or starve for the night.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
So
that's how I love my vegetables now because we didn't have a
yeah,
choice. You eat whatever
yeah,
gets put on that plate.
yeah. I didn't have a choice either as a kid. I don't know if I ever told you the story. When my family would, I didn't like eating food as a kid. I was really skinny. And so they would make me plates. I was really skinny.
You didn't like eating food. You
No, I
didn't
didn't
like
like eating.
surviving then.
I didn't like eating. I didn't like eating. And
Interesting.
it's completely different now because you know me. I love to eat. Um, but my family would give me like dinner, uh, put some dinner on the
I
plate or
didn't
whatever.
like eating. That's so odd.
No, I just didn't. I didn't like eating. I don't know. I had a younger
Okay.
cousin. He's an adult now, and he was the same way. I think he only ate French fries. If it wasn't French fries, he didn't eat. So,
Okay. I'm sorry.
but when I was a kid, my mom family used to give me dinner and put it on a plate, put it in front of me, and I'll eat a little. I used to eat a little bit and just leave the food there, and I couldn't get moved from the table until I finished all of the food. And so what I
Mhm.
would do is take the food and like get a paper towel, dump the food in a paper towel, fold it up, and put it in a trash can. But after a while, like my mom was like,
She caught on, of
she
course.
caught on. She was like, he's not eating this food. And so the first place they checked was the trash can.
Yeah.
So they used to go in a trash can. Right on top of the trash can was the food wrapped in paper towel. So I had to start maneuvering and come up with a new tactic to hide the food. So
Or
I would
eat the
take the
food
food.
would have been an
I
option.
wasn't hungry. So I used to take the food, wrap it in a paper towel, and like stuff it all the way at the bottom of the trash can. And I didn't get caught that way. So, like I said, I didn't like eating food.
Interesting.
Yeah, I did not like
I've
eating.
always loved to eat. There's never been a time when I haven't liked to eat. So
Yeah.
can't relate.
Yeah, I love to eat now. Like I said, milkshakes, chicken ribs, rib eyes. But growing up, I wasn't a big foodie. I didn't like eating food.
Okay.
You know, did not like
I'm
eating.
glad you worked on that though.
Right. If not, I wouldn't be here.
Invisible.
Yeah,
Yeah, you be
I wouldn't be here.
invisible.
Yeah, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be here. And I was, like I said, I was extremely skinny as a kid, and so people was concerned. Um, so this next story is a little bit more serious. It's no polar bears. There's no man swimming in the pool. It's about how much you should be saving at each age. And CBS published an article. I saw the article yesterday, so I'm assuming they probably published it last week. And inside the article, it provided guidance on how much you should have saved for each age, whether you're 30,
Ooh,
40, 50, 60, or whatever. And so, of course, this is just guidance, and not everyone fits into this mold. But
yeah.
experts recommended that having one times your salary saved by the age of 30, and up to 8 times your salary saved by the age of 60. What are your thoughts on that? Because that's a lot of money when you multiply your salary times 8 for a 60-year-old. Because if most 60
Right.
year olds had that amount of money, they would have retired. They wouldn't be in the workforce.
Mm, maybe. Maybe.
Mhm.
My opinion is that the way that we are headed, I do agree with them. While I agree with them, do we have the means to save that much money
Exactly.
is
Right.
the question. And your average American,
Mhm.
I can't speak for, other countries, but your average American, no. Your average American is living paycheck to paycheck. So the thought of just taking my own salary and having times two in the next few years makes me stressed out, honestly. Obviously, I have 401k. I have some investments, very small. I would like to have
Mhm.
more. But I know that a lot of my peers, they don't have that. So, is it a good guide for people to have? Yes,
Mhm.
especially with the way that, the economy is moving. Yeah, we definitely need to consume less and save more. But are people going to do that? Probably not. We kind of
Yeah.
talked about Klarna in the, PayPal buy four or split your payments into four. There's, all these different things that make it easier to, put a car, clothes, shoes, whatever, on payment plans and get yourself into debt. So I don't know that people's priorities are to save money.
Yeah. Yeah. And you got to understand, like, the average 20 or 30-year-old isn't thinking about retirement. Um,
Right.
I know me if I'm 20 years old and I have one times my salary saved, I'm
Right.
probably going to spend it. I'm going to spend it.
Right.
I'm going to go to the mall. I'm going to buy the clothes I want, buy the shoes I want, take the vacation I want. And within a few months, that money is going to be gone. That
Yeah.
money, it will not be one times anything in my bank account. But like I said, a lot of this is just guidance. And like you mentioned, most folks are living paycheck to paycheck. So they're not saving as aggressively as experts recommend. And these are only recommendations, because when I read 7, 8 times your salary for a 60-year-old, that's a lot of money. So you got to assume they've been saving for retirement since they were in their early working years, all the
Oh
way
yeah.
up until 60. And like you said, a lot of this stuff, it sounds good, but it's just not feasible for a lot of people. Because,
Yes.
I mean, having that type of money as a 21 or 25-year-old, I mean, I
hmm
can't, that wasn't possible for me.
Oh yeah. And I think too, now I currently work in benefits. So I think that
Mhm.
my perception is a little bit different, obviously, than when I first started the job. And two, I'll include when I was in my 20s.
Mhm.
But a lot of my peers, they're around my, well, not a lot of them, but the peers
Mhm.
that I do have that are around my age,
Mhm.
They obviously went to school to be in this field, and I'm
Mhm.
assuming that they have parents who are very privy to this as well. But I think that some of us, we unfortunately have a gap in knowing what's available to us. Because I think that some people, they're set up for success, so they know when they start a job that they need to invest in 401k, they need to invest
Mhm.
in life insurance, and they need to invest into all these, different things.
Mhm.
So in addition to it being a guide, I think that we do need to talk about that more so that the younger generation understands when you start a job, you put into that 401k and you kind of leave it there unless it's an emergency.
Emergency, yeah.
Every job I've had prior to this, I have pulled out of my 401k.
Yeah.
And
And
that's
also,
crazy.
yeah, I've done it once when I was in college. And it's also important to have life insurance. Like people don't realize life insurance is only a
Yes.
few bucks. It's only a few bucks.
Yes.
And if something happens to you and you lose your life,
Yep.
like your family can easily
Leave
cover
it
the
to your
expenses of
family.
your yeah.
Yep.
Because I remember I had a relative that passed away, and you know, I don't think she paid her life insurance. It wasn't up to date, and so family members
Mhm.
had to go into their 401k. They had to go into their
Yep.
savings to pay for another loved one's expenses for burial. But
Yep.
something like I said, something simple as just having life insurance. It's a few dollars a month,
Yep.
and it can cover your expense. And if you have a family, you're married, you have kids, you have people that depend on your income, it's essential that you have life insurance because you don't want to leave. If I'm married, I don't want to leave my wife and kids with no
No.
$20,000 bill. And on
Yes.
top of that, they're missing my income for me not working. So you want to at least,
Mhm.
leave, have multiple policies if possible, like, especially if you have children, because you want to make sure your kids
Yep.
and your wife or your husband, set up, for success,
Yep.
once you're no longer here.
And again, I think that's a part of closing that gap. And this is no shade towards my family, but every time somebody passes away in my family,
Mhm.
there's like this chat that goes out and it's, oh, can you donate to the funeral? Oh,
Mhm.
how much can you give? We really
Mhm.
trying to give her
Yeah.
or him or her the proper burial. And it's
Mhm.
just like the not one person in the last 5 years has had a piece of life insurance. Like,
Right.
come on now, y'all. We gotta
Yeah.
we gotta do better. So
Right,
agreed.
and the money that you can give to the family through the text message thread or text message chain, whether it's a few $100s, you could have started a policy for this person when they were
Yep.
living, and they could have had a $30,000
One
burial.
person.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so yeah, it is key. Stuff like that's
Yes.
key, and also just staying on top of your health, whether it's getting the annual physical, because medical bills can wipe away savings accounts. Medical bills
Yeah.
can wipe away whatever you have in your check account because you may think, oh, this mole is nothing or this ache is nothing. And the next thing you know, you got to go do some surgery and it's going to cost you $12,000. So
Absolutely.
it's best to just, practice those preventative measures instead of waiting till the last minute and then just,
Yep.
reacting to the worst. So there's another key takeaway from this article, and it's that, of course, experts recommend having 3 to 6 months of essentials savings in case something bad hits the fan. So whether you lose your
Hmm.
job or
Yeah.
you break your arm or you're just in a hospital because of a car accident. So
Right.
um, and it's easier said than done. Most people just they're not there yet because of other bills, and
Hmm.
like we discussed a few weeks ago, student loan repayment is right there.
Oh
I've already
gosh.
had
Yeah.
friends, reach out to me and say, "Hey, my credit score has been hit 200 points because I didn't consolidate my loans and pay them off. Now I have to
Hmm.
deal with the Department of Education." So there's a lot of stuff going on economically, the tariffs. So there's a lot of
Yep.
uncertainty going on right now.
Agreed. And again, know your benefits at work.
Mhm.
Even if you get into an accident or whatever, look into that long-term disability, that short-term disability, your supplemental health plans, all that good stuff. So your job has a benefit for pretty much everything.
Right, right. They even have a lot of employers have like legal counsel where you can pay into a fund and you can speak
Yep.
to a lawyer. Uh, but yeah, I mean, when them benefits goes out, sometimes I look at every benefit like, do I need all this? Because it makes me kind of nervous. I'm like, I need to sign up for everything, but
But you're
you
not gonna
sign up
miss
for
that $10.
Yeah, you're not gonna miss it, especially like stuff like eye insurance, which is a few bucks,
Hmm.
life insurance, which is a few bucks, dental, maybe 20 or 30, 40, I don't know. Typically, the most expensive benefit is 401k, but that money is
In
going to you.
medical.
Yeah, and medical.
Yeah.
Medical may be, 60 to probably 100 or $200 a month. But
Depending on the employer, it can be
yeah.
several $100s for family units. So
Oh yeah, that's
it
yeah.
can be
Well, I'm single.
hefty.
I'm
You're
single,
talking. I
so
was gonna say you're talking from a single perspective,
yeah.
but
I'm single, yeah. So ain't no little Tony's around yet. So when little Tony
not
come
yet.
around, I gotta
It's
he
gonna get
better be help.
expensive.
He gonna eat his vegetables. He better not hide his vegetables in the
He
trash
gonna
can
be
because
hiding his food just like you. The apple don't fall far from the
nah,
tree.
he better be eating them apples because man, I'm not. And then, kids are expensive. One of my friends is preparing to have a child at the end of the year, and I told him like, "Hey man, you better start planning a baby shower now, and don't wait to the last minute because I heard Pampers are expensive, and I'm willing to give a few $100s to get some Pampers and some baby clothes, just to help, but you got to get as much free stuff as you can from friends when them babies
Oh
come.
heck yeah. Yes,
So
absolutely.
yeah, definitely. So this is a local story, local Houston story, and as you know, Trill Burger is preparing to open its second location in Spring, Texas. I know they have a original location. I think it's somewhere in Montrose, uh,
Yeah,
around
like
the
the Heights.
area. Yeah, I've never been. I've driven by it a million times every time I used to go to pit room, but I've never stopped because the parking lot is typically packed and the line is around the corner. Have you been to the original location yet?
I have. I'm not gonna say that the hype has died down because there are still days when I do see a line, but
Mhm,
it's definitely nothing crazy like it used to be.
mhm.
I've gone one time after a night of alcohol or adult beverages.
Yeah.
I was actually at not pit room. Yes, pit room,
Okay.
getting alcoholic beverages there, and stopped at Trill Burger afterwards.
Mhm.
And
Okay.
I
Cool.
can say
It's
it's
good. Okay.
it's good.
Yeah. So next time I'm in town, I'm gonna definitely have to try it out. I haven't had any yet. I mean, that line just it scares me. So no
Yeah.
pit room. I'm sorry, no Trill Burger, no turkey leg hut or
Uh-uh.
oyster leg hut. Yeah, I haven't been to Breakfast Club. I haven't been to the Staples in Houston yet, but
Oh, Breakfast Club, yes. So I
yeah.
actually did see. So I think the second location is already open, or they did like a preview maybe because I
Mhm,
did see a video of the street in Spring is opening in Spring, right?
mhm.
So
Yes, yeah,
Spring
Spring,
is
Texas. Yeah.
okay. Spring is a suburb of Houston. It's not
Mhm,
actually in Houston, but the line was at least a couple miles long. And yeah, people were waiting for however long it took. So people support Bun B though. He's
yeah, yeah.
obviously a pillar in the community. So and people in Spring don't get the same luxuries of restaurants that are in Houston. So I think that people were just really excited about it.
Yeah, definitely. I look forward to tasting it. I just had a burger from Shake Shack, I think yesterday. I
Oh,
didn't
Shake
order a
Shack too.
milkshake. I didn't order a milkshake, so I just got the burger. I just got the burger
Good.
yesterday. I'm like, it's like I don't need the milkshake because every time I look at these videos on Rewind, I'm like, my face is getting puffy. Let me stop drinking these milkshakes. But yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure the next thing is to expand to other parts of Texas because if
Oh
they're
yeah.
in the city of Houston, they're in the northern suburbs of Houston, they're probably going to do
Hmm.
the western
Like Dallas
suburbs
or
and
something.
then
Yeah.
start doing like Dallas, San Antonio,
Yep.
uh, probably Louisiana. That'll be probably
It'd
a
be nice.
next
Yeah.
move for them before they even
And
go to
I know
go
that
ahead.
he has Trill. I think it's called Trill Tenders, but I'm not sure if he's selling those in the Trill Burger locations.
Mhm,
I think he was doing it at Rodeo, so he has
mhm.
a lot of different business ventures, which is
Okay.
cool. He's not just
So
sticking to burgers.
trail tenders are chicken tenders,
Yeah, Trill Tenders,
like
Trill Chicken Tenders,
the Chick-fil-A kind, like the strips or the like little nuggets.
like Wingstop. The
So boneless
strips.
wings. Okay,
Nah.
strips. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Happy. Yeah, nasty. Look, now you got me wanting Wingstop. Don't mention Wingstop.
I may get that for dinner. Actually, I'm not gonna
Yeah.
lie.
Yeah, I mean, I like Wingstop. I just think their fries are a little bit too sweet. It tastes like they put sugar on their fries, and I'm like, I don't want
They do.
sweet fries. Yeah, I can't eat them. No, sweet French fries.
I have a question though. So for burgers, do you prefer like a burger, like a thick burger patty, or smash burgers? Shake
So,
Shack would be smash burgers. Red Robin would be like a thick patty burger.
okay, I'm glad you asked that question and explained that because I never knew the difference between a smash burger and a regular burger. I thought a smash burger was just slang for a hamburger. Um, I
Don't
mean, I
make
did
me
not know.
mad.
I did not know. So I'm gonna go with a regular burger.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, I like the thick patties. Not only do I like them thick, I like double patties.
Hmm.
I like the mushrooms on it, uh,
Okay.
the cheese, the lettuce, tomatoes. I like it
Hmm.
loaded, and I also
Okay.
like to take the bun off and put French fries on top, and put the bun back on top. So,
Okay. You're just getting
so
creative and doing too much.
I like it. I like my burgers really thick, and what I do is once I put all the fries on it and condiments, I flatten it, I squeeze it, and then I eat it.
So there's a
So
method to your madness when it
it's a
comes to a
method.
burger. That's
Yeah.
doing too much.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if I have some sauce, I'll dip the burger in the sauce. Instead of pouring the sauce on it, I'll dip the burger in the
Hmm.
sauce. So
Okay, I do that
it's
too. I do
something I
that
don't
too.
do in public because it gets messy.
I don't care. I'm gonna eat how I eat in public. Um, I prefer a smash burger. The reason why I
Mhm.
prefer a smash burger is because I feel like it's simplistic. You really get to taste like what a burger is, and it's usually just like maybe onion, cheese, a really, really flat, crispy burger that's seasoned. That's my preference.
What's onion cheese?
Um, Onions and cheese.
Oh, okay. Onions and cheese. I thought you said onion cheese. I'm like, I've never heard that before. I don't like
Onions and
onions.
cheese.
Yeah, I don't like onions. I can't do onions. Fried onions, regular onions, grilled
Okay.
onions. I can't do no onions. Slimy
Onions is where
onions.
flavor come from. But okay.
No,
Raw onions. I love raw
no.
onions on a burger too.
Oh,
But
when you go to Chicago, you have to go to Maxwell's Polish. I think it's Maxwell's Polish stand where they sell
mhm.
like Polishes, and one of the ingredients is grilled onions.
That's up my alley.
Yeah, you have to try it out. So it's like a Polish sausage bun. I think mustard, and then all of these nasty onions. I mean, I take the onions off, but the place is it's like a Chicago landmark. Have you been to
Okay.
Portillo's yet?
Yes, I did go to Portillo's.
Okay. Yeah. Let me end the stream. Let me turn this stream off. You know what he's talking about.
Portillo's was
Portillo's,
a no for me.
you ordered
It
the
was a
wrong
no.
thing. You ordered the wrong thing.
No, I got
Portillo's
with
is a
you
Chicago
Chicago
classic.
people
You got to get the
giving
combo. You
nasty.
got to get the Italian beef and Italian
I
sausage
got the
mixed up and
Italian
dipped in
beef.
gravy.
I got that dip crap y'all be talking about. It
No,
tastes like some cardboard frozen beef
no, it
on
does
a
not.
dollar
So,
stove burger
no, it does
bun.
not. So why is it always packed? Every time I go there, I may go this weekend. Uh, every time I go, it's packed. It's
After
literally
SoFi,
packed.
White Castle still has restaurants because it's
If White Castles
nostalgic
was here, I would go there too. I
and your
miss White
stomach would be
Castles.
on fire.
No, I haven't been in White. I haven't been in White Castle since 2020 when I was in Vegas. They have a location in Vegas.
They
I
do.
miss
That's the
White
last time I
Castles.
had it.
I
If you
miss the
ate White
chicken
Castles
rings.
right now, your belly would be bubbling. I'm just
If I
saying.
ate White Castles right now, I probably have a six pack because my stomach will be thanking me for eating this White Castles.
You full of it, but okay. That's why
Yeah, White
Portillo's
Castle.
is always full because it's nostalgic. That's it.
So they just
That
open.
food is not good.
They're gonna ban us off YouTube. Uh, they just opened Portillo's in Texas.
Yeah, no.
Portillo's is always crowded. Portillo's in Chicago is always crowded. Like
So it's
Portillo's is
McDonald's.
one of the best like street foods ever. Along with
Street food. Okay.
that's what it's
You're just
considered
making stuff
Chicago
up
street
now.
food. It's called Chicago street food. Have you been into New York and went to the Halal Guys food stand?
No.
Have you heard of Halal Guys?
There's a halal guys here, right? The
Yes.
orange and yellow.
Yes.
They
Or
nasty
orange
too.
and red. The first time I hit Halal Guys, I was in New York New York, they sell food on the street, which is so foreign to me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this looks dirty. But there's a huge line of people waiting in line for halal guys, and this guy's he chopping it up, it's steaming and everything.
Mm.
And so I'm like, I'm hesitant. I'm Peer pressure makes me get into the line. I get in line, I get my sandwich, and I bite it, and I'm like, oh, this is amazing.
I'm sure it's good in New York, but the chain franchise restaurants, it just tastes like something they threw together. It don't taste
It
like
depends
anything
on
special.
it depends on which location you go to. So if you go to certain locations, they taste different. When you go to Chicago, go to Greektown, and Greektown is near Halsted, Blue Line, UIC Halsted stop,
Oh,
and
okay. It's
it's a
closer
lot
to
of
yours.
yeah, it's a lot of Italian. I'm sorry, not Italian. A lot of Greek restaurants, and they sell like gyros, gyros, whatever you want to call them. But it's amazing.
Euro. Yeah.
Hero,
Okay.
gyro, gyro. I call it whatever, but I eat it. I eat it. It's good. I eat it. So
Ooh, Portillo's, Portillo's. I have been to Giordano's. That was cool.
yeah. Now that's
My
something they
tummy
need to
was
open up.
hurting.
Yeah, that's something they need to open up outside of Chicago's Giordano's. Giordano's, I think it's called Pizzeria Uno and Dewey, Home Run Inn, like all of those Chicago pizza places.
Oh, there's a home run in restaurant. I thought that was just a frozen pizza. That's it.
No,
Good
no,
frozen pizza. But
it's a real location in Chicago.
oh, okay.
It's,
I didn't know that.
it's called Home Run Inn. So when I go to the grocery store and I walk in the frozen food aisle, I do buy a Home Run Inn pizza
So do I.
because it's really good. Um, but if you eat the deep dish, you can only eat one slice because after that
That's it.
you're gonna have itis and you're gonna fall asleep.
Yeah,
And it's too
that's
much.
it.
It's too much food. Yeah, it's way too much food. So
Agreed.
enough about the great city of Chicago and amazing food and amazing Giordano's and White Castles because we still have White
Terrible
Castles in Chicago.
Portillo's.
You getting the wrong thing. You're the only person I know that said Portillo's is terrible. So
Hey, I know good food.
yeah. So keeping Texas in mind, Beyonce has a tour. I saw the headlines, and I know you reached out to me about it earlier to add this to the agenda that we're going to talk about. But Beyonce kicked off her Cowboy Carter tour this week in California with a set list of over 30 songs. I know you have some details on that. If you want to share those details,
Yes.
sure. Go ahead.
So of course we love Beyonce. We love
Okay.
Beyonce.
Okay.
She's the
You love
best to do
Beyonce.
it.
Okay.
Longest. We love Beyonce. She's the best to do it besides Michael. Let's be real.
Mhm.
Please tell me that you also
She,
believe she's one of the best performers,
no, she's a
artists,
really good
dancers.
performer. She's a really good
Okay.
performer. Like I don't follow her career as closely as you do, but when I see her perform, it's always a show. A lot of
Yes.
artists perform, and
They
it's
just
not a
standing
show.
there.
They standing there and they pop locking and they
They ain't doing that.
well, they not good
They
like
just standing
Beyonce.
there.
Yeah,
That's
so
it.
Beyonce she is a great performer.
Okay, I'm glad we're on the same page. But she
Okay,
takes her craft obviously very
serious.
seriously.
Yeah.
So obviously she had a set list of over 30, as you mentioned, but she also had her performance time frame was 3.5 hours.
Mm,
You've heard about plenty of artists, going on tour, they show up late and they perform a set of 10 minutes.
mm,
The fact that she's able to get up on stage, obviously she's not on the stage the entire time. She's
mm,
doing outfit changes and hair changes and whatnot. But the control that it takes to do that, she's not lip syncing. She's
mm,
dancing fully. I mean, really shows how talented she is and how much she takes her craft seriously. So obviously she has that new Cowboy Carter album and the theme. So everyone's dressing, in their rodeo themed outfits. It's actually
mm.
nice to see the girls, get dressed and ready for Beyonce. But I think the biggest takeaway from this first show is Blue Ivy. People are calling Blue Ivy Beyonce's manager at this point. So she's kind of just really stolen the show. So Blue Ivy started to perform with Beyonce. I believe it was like 2022.
Mm.
And she was, this timid preteen, and it was her first time being in front of all these different people. And so to see her where she is in 2025, like she just has all this confidence. Now she's a teenager. She looks exactly like Beyonce.
Yes. She's like a
And
clone between Beyonce and Jay-Z. Like she looks
I
like
think she looks
she's equally down
just
the
like
middle of
Beyonce.
both her parents.
I think she looks just like Beyonce, like spitting image of Beyonce. But it's good to see her be confident and have a mom like Beyonce and still get to do this tour with her. But in addition to Blue Ivy having her solo, Beyonce also brought out her youngest daughter, Rumi. So Rumi really isn't in the media that often at all, and she looks like she's the extrovert of the family. She was not nervous at all. It looked like she was ready to get on stage and perform too. So my question to you is, if you had a child and you were as famous as Beyonce, would you give them the opportunity to get on stage and perform, or would you try to protect them from the world and whatever they have to say and keep them off the stage?
Probably the latter. Probably keep them away from the media and cameras.
Mhm.
I know a lot of, well, I've seen a lot of people who are the sons and daughters of entertainers, and they want to follow their parents' footsteps.
Mhm.
Naturally. But if it was me and I was well known, I was a Beyonce, I was a Bruno Mars, a
Mhm.
Drake, just a mega star. I'll probably put my kids in something like accounting or legal, something that they
Mhm.
can use to maintain the empire that I built with media. But at the end of the day, kids are going to do what they're passionate about. You can't make your
Right.
kids passionate about accounting and math if they're not
Agree.
interested in it. So if Blue
Yeah.
Ivy and was it Rumi?
Rumi. Yep.
Yeah, Blue Ivy and Rumi, they want to be performers like mom, and they're natural at it. I mean, let them have it. I mean, they might as well do something they're strong at.
Yes. And I think obviously we don't know if Blue Ivy is interested in being a performer, but I think Beyonce, as a parent, saw that her daughter was a little shy and maybe she
Mhm.
was, in her bubble. And this gave her a good opportunity to bond with her mom and, get a confidence booster and break out of
Mhm.
her shell. So I think that it was a very good move on her behalf. And I think that Beyonce's fan base is so strong. Like, you don't really see negative comments.
No, you don't,
Um,
because they're gonna
and
snipe you.
I love that. Yes, but I love that
They're gonna come
because
after you.
not a lot of other performers or actresses or people in entertainment, they have such a strong fan base. I mean, I love Drake. I don't know if you love Drake, but I mean, you obviously see people talking about the mother of his child,
Mhm.
ever so often. So I love that Beyonce is so well rounded and so well respected that, I mean, you rarely see any negative commentary about her or her children. So,
Yeah, and the same thing. Yeah, people don't talk about Beyonce because her fan base is huge and they're passionate. Some of the other people like Prince, you never really heard anybody say anything negative about him. It was always positive. Um, Drake, I mean, I didn't see a lot of negativity until the past year with the whole feud with other rappers. But certain people have passionate fan bases
Nicki
where
Minaj.
yeah, Nicki Minaj, where they'll follow an artist across the country to go to multiple tour stops. If an
Right.
artist visits LA and they have 2 nights in LA, they'll buy tickets for both Friday and Saturday. So yeah,
Yep.
Beyonce's fan
Oh,
base. I mean,
Taylor
Oh yeah,
Swift.
Taylor Swift.
But I
She's
see negative
huge.
stuff about her though.
Yeah, I mean now I do because she's in the media with football. But her fan base is like they're young and they're passionate. They're younger than
Hmm.
Beyonce's fan base and they're passionate.
Yes.
But yeah, Beyonce is huge. If you can make adults go to your concert and dress in costumes, yeah, you're
Every
big.
time.
You're big. Because
Yes.
the last time she had a concert, I think all the women were wearing silver or gray or white, one of these
Yes.
colors. Um,
Renaissance tour. Yeah.
Renaissance. Yeah. So have you been to a concert of hers recently?
No, I've never been to a Beyonce concert. Honestly,
Mhm.
I've probably been to one or two concerts my whole life. I get overstimulated very quickly, and that's
Okay.
just
In
not
in a,
my
in a, in a
vibe.
good way. In a good way.
No.
Okay.
No. But I know that concerts are your thing. Would you go to a Beyonce concert?
uh,
No.
if
It's
somebody, if you bought me the tickets, I would go. Yeah, I would go if you bought me the tickets. If
the
you
tickets
bought me
ain't
the
cheap,
tickets, though.
so I'll
But
stab.
it depends on. So the thing with Beyonce and these other mega artists, you probably can't go in your city. You have to probably go in another city. Because I have a friend, he saw Drake in a smaller city because the prices were more affordable, and so he just
Okay.
flew to the smaller city because it was closer than
Hmm.
than going to a bigger city like New York.
Yeah.
And so I know when LA is going to be expensive,
Oh yeah.
Houston, Atlanta is going to be expensive, New York, Chicago is going to be expensive. But if she's in a place like Cincinnati, uh, uh, Columbus, Austin, Phoenix, the ticket prices may be a little bit more affordable. They're going to be expensive, but they
Yeah.
may be a little bit more
Right.
affordable. So, um, yeah, I know some doctors. If you want to sell an organ, they can take it out of you. We can put it on the black market, and we get you some
No.
Beyonce tickets. Get you some
No, they
Beyonce
can take
tickets.
me out if they want to, and then give me the tickets
Okay,
afterwards.
okay.
But
But yeah, the doctor I know he's young, so as long as you ain't gonna block your
uh,
blessings with these young guys, because you know how you are with the young guys.
yeah, it's gonna be a no. I'm sorry.
Come on, blocking
I'll see
these blessings.
Beyonce with the next album.
Yeah. So have you looked at the ticket prices for the cities that's closest to you?
No. So I had heard, and this could completely not be true, but the tickets were very expensive, obviously, when they first came out. But I did
Mm.
hear people saying that there were tickets available at the door that were very inexpensive, like very inexpensive.
I
No, you
wouldn't
don't think that's
risk it. No, no, I wouldn't risk
no.
it because you get dressed to go to Beyonce, and then you get to the door, be like, "Yeah, we ain't got no more tickets." It's like,
Yeah,
nah.
but if you're getting that ticket for less than $100 versus somebody who
Oh,
paid
yeah,
six, $700, it
yeah.
may be worth the risk.
Yeah. Yeah, you may want to check
um,
Ticketmaster or StubHub to see uh, if there's any tickets out there in the secondary marketplace. I think she's what, 30 cities?
I
Let
don't
me see.
know, but I would still assume anywhere in Texas, those shows are going to be sold out.
Oh
Would
yeah,
be
yeah,
my thought
especially like
process.
especially her
Yeah,
home
her
city.
hometown.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's gonna be
for
sold
sure.
out. And that's the
Yeah.
reason why I think every year at the rodeo, people think, oh, Beyonce is coming, Drake is coming. It's like, no, Beyonce is from Houston. It's a big market for her. She can make a lot of money. She's not performing for y'all for free. So
Yeah, I don't even think it would be in her best interest to
no,
perform for free. So,
no, Beyonce is not performing. At her age, I think she's probably in her 40s. No, she's probably on the
is she
last.
in her 40s? Yeah, maybe
I
she's in
think
her
she's 21.
50s.
Let me
No.
check. I don't think
Yeah, I
she
know.
that
I think
she
she
that.
had. When did she have Blue Ivy? I think she had her when she was 32.
Mhm. I'm about to
So
check
Blue
right now.
Ivy's like 13, 14. I don't know. I can't do math anyway, so
Okay. Let's see how old Beyonce is.
I'm gonna guess 49 to 52. Not because of the way she looks at
Oh,
all.
she's
She
young.
looks 21. How old
She's
is
young.
she? Did I
43.
just make? Oh Lord. Okay. So
Yeah.
then that means, did she have Blue Ivy when she was 32? Did I make that up? Maybe I'm
Yeah.
thinking of somebody else.
I mean, I don't know how old she was when she had these kids.
Yeah, she
Um,
must have had her in her 20s. Okay. I completely made that up then. Don't come
yeah.
for us, Beehive.
Beehive.
I was
Yeah.
just guessing.
Right. You being
But
you being aged.
she doesn't look like she's in her 40s, obviously, or in her
Yeah.
50s.
I didn't know she was that young. Oh yeah, she still has enough, probably another 15 years of being on
Oh yeah.
stage. As long as she's,
Hmm.
keeps her stay healthy, keep her knees
Which she will.
lubricated and move around.
Yes.
Um, so one of the other things I saw about her concert is that I think her camp or her team was telling people to stay off social media because to avoid any spoilers. And so I guess a lot of
Hmm.
people are posting content to TikTok and Instagram on
Of
what's
course
going
they
on at
are.
the shows. Yeah, of course
Uh,
they are. So she just advising people, hey, stay off the internet because it's going to spoil the show
mhm.
for you. Um,
Yeah.
and if I'm going to a Beyonce concert or any concert, I'm not going to listen to that person's music for about 2 months. So when I go to the concert, it could be a new experience for me and I can really enjoy it. So, you
Well, I
know,
got to make sure I remember the lyrics because I want to sing along to everything. So I'm gonna
oh,
need a
believe
little
me,
refresher.
the crowd is going to let you know the lyrics to every song because
Yeah.
they're gonna be out there. Yeah, I know when I went to a Drake concert, the crowd knew the music, and his
Hmm.
fans are, they're not like Beyonce's fans. They're not as passionate because it's rap and it's music, but
Right. And he's
they
a guy. Yeah.
yeah, but and ain't nobody dressing up. Oh, Drake in town. Let's put our silver costumes on. Like I wish I would leave the
Right.
house with a silver outfit on, trying to dress like Drake. No, I'll be embarrassed. But like you said, when she did the Renaissance tour, I saw so many women with silver
Hmm.
outfits. What was the color? Silver or white?
It was silver, disco theme,
Okay.
boots still, so like a alien kind of eclectic vibe.
Okay. See, I'm over here looking at her age. I should be looking at these ticket prices.
They're hefty, but you let me know if you want to
All right.
go.
Oh no, I'll
I'm
stand
not going
outside.
with you, but
I'll stand outside, but I ain't going outside. Uh, so I may get blocked from. Yeah, I can't go to the website. Let's see.
yeah, they're hefty prices. They're at least um which like I said, I don't know how much they are if you were to walk up to the door, but I'm pretty sure some people were paying like $700 for $800 for a ticket. I just don't think I could
Okay,
do it.
so I'm looking at New York, and the nosebleed started at $100.
The nosebleeds. Okay. What does a decent middle row ticket
Mm,
run ya?
it's showing. Oh, she's in London as well. So Houston is showing nosebleeds from 200. Atlanta 117. Let me check. Nothing. I think Drake is in London too, so I don't know if he'll be in London the same time.
Maybe they'll link up.
Yeah, maybe they'll perform some diss records together.
How
Oh
much
man,
are the middle seats?
expensive.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, it's expensive. 1,000 for good seats. 3,000
Okay.
for floor seats.
Oh
Middle,
wow.
it's gonna spend about 500 to 3 to 500.
Okay.
Yeah, it's expensive. Yeah, nosebleeds.
Yeah.
It's music. I can hear it from the parking lot. So
And you get the experience.
right,
Yeah.
well, I can sing all those songs in parking lot. So, but if you don't mind sitting in the nosebleeds, hell, I would go. You're gonna say I went to the Beyonce concert. You're gonna post
Yeah.
some pictures online. Uh, Most folks not. They're gonna just be jealous that you went and said, tell you they wish they could have went. But I don't have a
Your
problem sitting
pictures
in
ain't
nosebleeds.
going
They
she
not
ain't
gonna.
gonna be in the picture.
They not gonna hit. Yeah, they not gonna hit.
No,
They
not
not
at
gonna
all.
hit.
The
So
videos either.
I went to a Kanye West concert
Oh, nice. Okay.
in Miami. I don't know what year. I think it was 2018, 2017 in Miami, and I bought nosebleeds.
Hmm.
That was one of the worst decisions I've ever made in my life. Like only Kanye West I saw was a Kanye West shadow.
Yeah,
That's
I
it.
bet.
I'm like, I said, damn.
And that was probably
Somebody,
in his prime too, huh?
yeah, it was in his
Okay.
prime, and I'm like, damn, I should have spent the money and got better tickets, but all I saw was a shadow. So I didn't take any
But you
pictures
heard the
though.
music.
Yeah,
You
I
heard
didn't
the
take any
music.
pictures because there was no purpose to taking a picture.
Right.
We're looking at
You wouldn't have
darkness.
seen anything.
Right.
Right. A little dot.
Exactly. All darkness. So, yep, that's our last story. So, thank you guys for watching. Please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button, and we will be back on Sunday afternoon.
And tell us if you would pay $500 to $700 to see Beyonce. That's what I want to know. I want to know if I'm cheap or if you would pay that.
Yeah, let us know. Or let us know if you're going to be in the parking lot with me listening to the music.
Or at home.
So yeah, right. So hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and come back Sunday for our next episode. Thanks, and thanks for watching.